Okay. So we'll start the interview then.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me something about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Shweta. I graduated in chemistry, botany, and zoology as my degree, following which I started working at a healthcare company. This company was based in the US, but it had a branch in India. That was where I was working. Following which, I actually decided to head out on my own and start freelancing because I wanted to learn more about business development and marketing in general.
Okay.
So that was over the year 2019, where I was working as a freelancer and doing a few courses. I was able to convert this into an internship in Alexandria, Egypt during my time in 2019 for a period of 6 weeks.
Okay.
And I continue to freelance at the moment.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean by freelancing? What do you do?
So what I do as a freelancer is basically there are certain groups on Facebook or on LinkedIn and other websites wherein I find clients, and based on the client's necessities, I work as a content developer and also a strategist, wherein I develop content for their requirements based on their requirements, and also if they require SEO, I provide those as well.
Okay. Okay. So you're aware of what SEO is, how it works, and all of that.
Yeah, exact. I am. Yeah.
Okay. So what tools do you use any tools for SEO optimization?
No, at the moment, I do not use any tools for SEO since I'm currently working as a freelancer. It's not easy to have tools as such. But I do basic keyword optimization in order to increase the backlinks and also the traffic to the particular
Okay. So
page.
how do you know what are the keywords you should be focusing on? The client tells you that, or how does that work?
Sometimes the client does inform which keywords are to be used, but if the client does not inform which keywords are to be used, it's actually pretty simple to Google the important keywords related to that particular topic or that niche, which is most searched at that time. And I focus on using those keywords as long as it suits the client's requirements.
Okay. Okay. So let's say I want to create a article on with the keyword that says cat online coaching. How do you go about
Cat online coaching. Okay, so basically, when you would start with a keyword, you will have a certain number of frequency that you want to achieve with that keyword. So, Google itself does not want you to overuse a particular keyword because that kind of creates a negative impression and it's like you're hacking, which isn't very lucrative. But the proper density of the keyword is what's most important. So, I think I would probably use it where it is most visible, like in the headlines or in the subheadings
it? Okay.
and in the body of the main article, so that it is quite visible and therefore, but it's not overwhelming the reader.
Okay. So let's say force fitting the keyword everywhere or plastering the keyword, that does not help, is it?
It does not, because it actually creates a sort of negative impact in the sense that you are kind of just filling the article with keywords and you're not actually delivering actual content. So the reader will not be benefited by this, and also Google itself in its page ranking does not uh, prefer pages that have repetitive keywords often.
Okay. So how do you rank better then? I said okay, I understand the heading part of it, but you plug in a keyword only 4 times. I'm sure it's going to take years to maybe and never to get to the top three listing. How do you get there then?
Okay, there are other ways in which you can improve your ranking on Google. That is by including relevant backlinks so that they also have methods to find your page other places as well. And also, you need to increase the availability of your page online in the sense that you need to be able to find the right audience and the right websites wherein you want to promote your page.
Okay.
So,
Okay. See. Okay. About the relevant audience part. So let's
mhm,
say there are three companies that do
mhm,
cat and four other businesses, and then
mhm,
there is us who does only cat predominantly.
mhm, mhm,
Obviously, the number of people hitting our pages is going to be much lesser, or our site, forget about page, our entire website is going to be much lesser because we cater to a niche audience,
mhm,
right? But we are freakishly good at what we do.
mhm.
How does Google have a pattern of recognizing this? Because let's say one of the big three, they do IAS coaching, they do SBI bank PO, RBI, all of this, which means they have millions of hits on a daily basis, which means their site is ranked much better than ours. So how do you go about this?
I think that actually it can be beneficial to have a more niche audience as compared to a very broad audience, because when you're having a niche audience, you know how to target your pages and you know how to target your websites. And because you have a very niche audience, you can also have groups and other pages or other websites wherein you can actually promote you, because you're only working towards cat. So that can be a major plus point as compared to other ones, because you can actually propagate how much you focus on cat prep.
Okay, okay, okay. So do you know what does it mean to say no follow, do follow, all of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So what do you do in your free time? What else
Uh,
interests you?
yeah, so my hobbies include reading to a large extent, and I'm also a pretty avid gamer. So those are my main interests as at the moment, other than cooking.
Okay, okay. So what do you read? What is the book that you are reading right now?
I usually tend to focus on non-fiction books, and that has been my genre for a long time. So I'm trying to diversify, and currently I'm focusing on fiction and fantasy because I want to actually diversify my interests a little bit.
Okay, so what is the book that you are reading right now?
It's called The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Yeah, so it's a fantasy book. Actually, I'm currently at the beginning of the book, but mainly Brandon Sanderson focuses a lot on world building, and he's really good with fantasy elements. So there's a lot of character building and everything, and his books seem to be very plot thick and plot driven. So that is mainly what it might be focusing on.
Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough. Okay, so where are you from?
I'm from Bangalore.
Okay, okay. So who is the CM in Bangalore or for Karnataka?
Yediyurappa.
Okay, what party does he belong to?
Uh, I don't recollect it.
Okay, okay. So there was some issue going on with the the Karnataka government some time ago. As in, there were
There was an
multiple
issue some
parties
time ago. Yeah, there
claiming.
was an yeah.
What do you know about them?
Not much.
Okay, okay. So are you aware that there is an issue going on between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka about Kaveri water?
Yeah, there has been a Kaveri water issue for many years now,
Okay.
and it is about
Who
who
do you
gets
think is
to.
right?
I think that in such situations, it's not very easy to determine who is right and who is wrong. I think that there has to be better lines of communication between both the states in order to determine what can be done to not actually hinder the water availability to either state. And I think clear lines of communication is the best way to go regarding that.
Okay, I'll give you some examples or some quotes from what each of them does. Karnataka says, okay, hey, I'm going to let's say there is a Kaveri water tribunal. The tribunal has said, hey, release Tamil Nadu X TMC of water, right? Karnataka government says, hey, I don't have water for my farmers. I'm not going to release the water. This is
Mm-hmm.
one part of the argument. The other
Mm-hmm.
part of the argument is Tamil Nadu says, hey, you don't release water. Our farmers die. They don't have water to irrigate their fields and grow crops and all of that. Crop failures happen because uh, they are dependent on, hey, by May 15, water from Kaveri will come, and then they, the problem is it is very cyclical, and you can release the water 15 days later and it is of no use. It has to be
Mm-hmm.
released on that particular date, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are two sides of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me, how do you resolve this,
To
or what
resolve
would give
this,
you your thought process?
my thought process would mostly be along the lines of requirement. As you said, that if the farmers in Chennai require it immediately and the farmers in Karnataka can wait for a bit, I think that it would be of a better focus to actually release the water there first. I think it should be on a need basis. And if both places require the water at the same time, there needs to be clear lines of communication and a small restriction on the time limit in which they're releasing the water to each state, so that both can optimally use the amount of water that is available. And like I said, I think that communication is the best way to get through that.
Okay, okay. But what if the parties are not aligned? As in, let's say, one state has a BJP backed party and the other state has a Congress backed party. What happens then?
At that point, I think it would be very difficult to determine, because there would be a lot of other conflicts that would influence the decision that is being made on the Kaveri issue.
Okay.
So, It would not be a very objective method of solving the problem, because it would be very vested in state interests and the party interests.
So, okay, okay. So why do you want to do an MBA? You seem to be very comfortable what you're doing. You're freelancing. You've done a lot of different things. You know about SEO. You know marketing. All of that. So why do you want to spend a lot of money on doing an MBA?
I think MBA is more than just doing an MBA is more than just going to a business school. I think that it actually provides you a lot more exposure to the industry out there, and it provides you with the opportunities to convert whatever you've learned into actual monetizable opportunities.
Okay.
And other than that, I think that an MBA
So
also will
essentially,
allow us
fancy
to.
words to say placements are good.
Not just that, I think that although the placements are a part of it, I think that placements are important, because otherwise you don't really have the means to actually be exposed to industries and companies the way you would be. But that is not the main focus. I think the main focus is being able to be in the presence of very good faculty from really good backgrounds, and people who have actually been working on this for a major portion of their lives. And other than that, there is also the advantage of being in a peer community, wherein you will have people from various backgrounds studying the same course that you're doing, so you have different perspectives and you can learn more as compared to just working. So yeah.
Okay, so you want to learn more and be able to implement things and all of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you think name top 10 entrepreneurs of the world? Do you think all of them have MBAs?
I think that no, actually, but a lot of the entrepreneurs that are there around the world, especially in the West and other countries, they have been able to seize opportunities easier than people in the third world countries because of capital, and also the ability to use opportunities to their benefit. But I think in third world countries, having a second degree will provide a better leverage to be able to transform those opportunities that you're getting into actual outcomes that you're comfortable with.
Okay, okay. So why marketing? I've seen in your form that you said marketing is your option one. Why
Yeah.
why marketing?
So I think that marketing is one such niche and one such horizontal that has many verticals. You can go into any industry that you want, and it gives you the flexibility to work with various industries. Other than that, I think marketing is a very dynamic. It's a very dynamic stream, and because it's so dynamic, you have the ability to learn a lot, which is something that I am interested in. I want to continue to evolve as a person, and I think marketing will be able to provide that in a better way than other specializations.
Okay, okay. So what if let's say we say, hey, your second option is finance, and we have a seat in finance, but we don't have a seat in marketing. So what do you do then?
I think that my interests lie in marketing, and I would rather go into a stream wherein I would be interested in working towards it, because I think that interest will only bridge the gap between being someone good and being greater at what you're doing. Because without the interest, you can really not proceed further. You will be stagnated at some point. So you need to be able to have that zeal to continue with this for most of your life. So I think I would prefer marketing only. So if I was offered finance, I would probably not go through with it.
Okay, okay, okay. So so where do you see yourself 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line?
I think maybe 5 years down the line, I would hope to have gotten enough industry experience, because that is my first goal, to actually be working and to gain industry experience and to learn from other professionals. And I think maybe 10 years down the line, if I do have enough experience, considering my background in healthcare, I would like to go towards the line of entrepreneurship, considering that I have enough experience by then.
Fair enough. Okay. Uh, so what do you think about NRC, CAA?
I think that to take a stand at this point would become extremely political, and I think that the best way to actually tackle this is if the government provides enough information about the NRC and CAA, which they have not been doing as such.
Okay,
So I think other than the political angle, they need to actually look at this in a way that it will affect people, and they need to provide more information on it. They need to
okay,
hold press conferences about it so that the general public will be more aware about what is happening, because a lot of people are being politicized without really understanding what is happening.
okay, okay. See, let's say the government says no Indian will be harmed in the process. What is the problem with it? The government assures
The
you
issue
that.
is that they're not talking enough about the process itself. So if they're giving out any statements like that, first problem that is occurring is that it is not actually reflecting the entire party. There are certain people who are against it, and there are certain people who understand what is happening. So if they're giving out blanket statements like no Indian will be affected, they need to actually follow through by telling what the actual process is and make it more transparent, so that it will be easier to place faith in them
Okay,
when they
so
put
so
out
do you think
statements.
there is less transparency and there is less faith on the government?
I do think so. Because of the lack
Okay,
of transparency, there is less faith in the government, I think.
okay, 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 okay. Fair enough. Yeah, any questions for us?
Uh, sure. Like 2 a.m. or like
No,
IMT
no.
Gazio?
Yeah, IMT.
I am okay. I suppose I want to know like what puts the marketing at IMT Ghaziabad over the other colleges.
Okay, okay.
What is unique?
Is that an okay question to ask?
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, thank you then. Thank you for the interview.